get some guys back healthy this week and get a chance to look at the injury report on Sunday. How's that looking?
I think it looks pretty good. It'll be close, the short week, when you asked about that. You know, I think the short week doesn't help that, but I'm hopeful we'll get our safeties back. I'm hopeful that we'll get Anthony Swain back for us, and we'll get Drake O'Reilly back on defense, and I'm hopeful we'll get those guys back. They'll practice. We'll see if they'll be able to go.
Coming into the year, I guess it was pretty clear. I guess some of the tougher games are going to be on the road for you guys, and so I guess when you look at this Marshall game, how have you seen your team embrace the, rising to the challenge of playing these tough teams away from here?
I don't know if there's anything that rising to the challenge. I thought we played fairly well at times at Texas State, and I thought we did some good things at Nebraska, but we've certainly got to do it better in a lot of areas to give ourselves a chance to play at Marshall. That's just the way it is. You go play on the road, it's just different. You're in a hotel, you're in a different place. You try to keep the routine the same. Your crowd's not there. You've got to be able to run the football, and you've got to be able to eliminate the foolish penalties, the pre-snap penalties that we did this past weekend. We didn't turn it over. We didn't have any pre-snap penalties on offense. That's what you've got to do.
With Marshall being kind of top of the hill over the last few years, what would it need to go up there and knock them off?
Well, I think it just says how far you've come. That's really what it is. It's like I said, it's a barometer. If you want to be the best, you've got to go up against the best and see where you're at. They've set the bar in terms of the last couple of years and building up to Doc's last few years where he's got all of his players. So that's really what it is. It's to see where you're at, and they're a great barometer for it.
Would you say having a back like Justice Hayes is kind of your third guy? Is that how much of a luxury is that to have a guy like him?
And I don't really see it as a third guy. I see it as one of the three. I think we've done a good job of rotating those guys. He was a little nicked up at Nebraska, but was it nice at the end to have an experienced guy to run the ball? Yes, but all three of them are capable. You just only have one ball, and each of them do things just a little bit differently, so you can't get it to everybody. And I think those guys, the credit to those guys, have been selfless. That sure, would Jalen have liked to have touched it more? Would Justice like to play more? Would Ito like the ball more? Yes, but there's only one ball, and you don't control that. What you control is how you practice all week, and when your opportunity comes, take advantage of it.
Coach, I think you played 8-9 offensive linemen again. Is that trend something we're going to continue to see?
Sure. No, we've got guys that have warranted by their practice and by their play that have warranted playing. So to keep those guys fresh, I think as long as we've got enough guys that warrant being put on the field, which they do, I don't see any reason why we won't continue to rotate guys and continue to do it in practice.
How important is it to get a fast start offensively on Marshall?
Oh, it's always important to get a fast start, especially on the road. We didn't do that at Nebraska. Luckily, we kept them out of the end zone, which gave us a chance. But obviously, it's always important to get a fast start, but especially on the road. It's just critical to coming out of the locker room and be ready to go.
Nick has been selected as Manning Award finalist. How's that affect him and the team going into Marshall?
I hope it doesn't affect him at all, because it's someone else's opinion of Nick Mullins, and at some point people thought he couldn't play. So that's what I'm talking about. Eliminate the noise. That's just a distraction. It's a byproduct of a lot of things. His experience getting older and us playing better around him. That's a credit to our coaches and our game plans, to our other players around him. He's played well, but you can't carry it over week to week. You can't say, okay, that has nothing to do with this week against Marshall.
You guys paying attention to these early bowl projections, or are you just trying to block that out?
We have three. We have 3 wins. It's the same people that projected we wouldn't be worth a shit. So I don't get why it would matter if all of a sudden they think we go to a bowl, and then next week we're not going to a bowl, and then next week I could care less. We're at 3. That's the eliminate the noise. What's that got to do with this? We were looking for 4. That's it.
You said before the season started that you were going to pass off play calling duties to the offensive coordinator.
Chip
Give
calls
us
the
a
plays.
progress report on that.
What do you think? It's been pretty good, you know, and I'm still involved in the offense, I always will be, I'm an offensive guy, but the scripting and the play calling and what we do day to day is Chip Lindsey and Luke Meadows and John Wozniak and John Williams and John Simon, they've done a great job. And, you know, we went through the off season talking about what we wanted to be, what we don't want to be, who we have, what our personnel we have afforded us. And so I think they've done a great job week to week of trying to figure out ways that we can score points. And so, but we'll see, you know, it's, we got good coaches, we got good players, we just got to continue to do it well. And we've done a great job of not turning it over. That was an emphasis this year. We've got to be able to run the ball better and not turn it over. We've got 5 turnovers through 5 games. That doesn't guarantee this week, so we've got to continue to stay on that track because you'll give yourself a chance to win if you don't turn it over. And we've done that.
Whether ahead or behind early, does Marshall kind of pose the kind of threats to where you're going to be, you know, throwing the kitchen sink at them, so to speak, you know, aggressive play calling, trick plays, things like that?
I don't think so. I mean, we've called trick plays every game we've been in. Certain games we've faked a punt, an onside kick, so I don't see this as any different. It's, you have to do whatever you can to move the football, score points, and win the game. So it's on offense, defense, it's in special teams, it's whatever you feel like gives you the best chance to win.
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
Thank you.